In this video, we're going to see how to view 3D models as well as organize models into model groups. Let's first go to the Models folder. We have a structural IFC model as well as an architectural SketchUp model. Let's go ahead and select the structural IFC model. We'll go ahead and then press the View button. This will prompt me to download the model. Here we can see the progress of the download. Once the model is downloaded, we'll see a green checkbox and we'll press the View button again. Within seconds, we have the structural model loaded. We can easily navigate through the model by just dragging our finger across the screen, or using two fingers, we can easily pan left and right. Using our index finger and thumb, we can pinch to zoom in and to zoom out. When we're done viewing the 3D model, we can press the back button at the upper left-hand corner of the screen. This then brings us back to the folder structure. Rather than selecting models individually and then loading them, what we can do is we can organize multiple models into a model group. We'll select the structural and architectural model, then we'll press the Create Model Group button. Let's call this model group Design Models. Once we're done, we'll press the checkbox to create the group. Now we'll change the filter to look for model groups. Now we'll see a list of model groups. If we simply select Design Models, then press the View button, it will load both of the models that are inside of that group. Now we'll go back out of the 3D view, change our filter back to All Files and Documents, and now we can see the models list again. Now let's take a deeper look at the structural model. We'll select it, press the View button, and again the model is now opened. We can zoom in, and let's go ahead and select on this beam object. If we go to the button at the upper right hand corner, we can open up a few different menu options. Let's go ahead and press the 2129 on the blue ribbon here. This will then open up the properties that have been published for that particular selected part. When we're done, we press the back button at the upper left-hand corner. Now let's review some of the options. Let's turn the camera into an ortho projection instead of perspective. We'll choose multi-select mode, which allows us to select more than one part at a time, and we'll turn on the grids. We'll just click back in the 3D view to see these options take effect. Let's go ahead and zoom in to a particular area of the model, and we'll select multiple slabs. Then if I go back to the options, we'll see that at the top there are 3 objects selected. When I tap on that, we can see 3 slabs were selected. I'll select the second slab, and now I can view the properties. Let's go back to the 3D view. Let's disable these options. And now I can also switch between different views. Let's say that we want to look at a plan view. Now here I'm in plan view. If I want to see this in ortho, to see a true 2D perspective, I can choose that and then press the plan view again. We can also choose to show or hide objects. We have the slab selected, so now I'm going to go ahead and hide the objects. If you're ever zoomed into a specific location in the model and you'd like to zoom back out to the extent of the model, you can essentially just press the camera icon here on the bottom toolbar. This will then zoom you out to the default view that was used when loading the models. Now let's make the slabs that we had set to hidden to be visible again. We can do this in one of 2 ways. We can go to the options and press the show or hide objects icon, or what we can do is we can press the icon on the main toolbar here at the lower right hand corner. This then shows all of the hidden objects that have been set here in the model. Now let's go ahead and do a search and filter for different objects here in the model. Let's search for any objects that have a property value of beam. Now I can see a filtered view of the objects in the model. Again, if I go ahead and press the button at the lower right hand corner, this will then show all of the hidden objects. Now let's go ahead and choose how to control the visibility of models and layers. Here we only have one model loaded, so we can control whether or not to set the visibility of this model to on or off by tapping on it. At the lower toolbar, let's switch from models to layers. Now we can choose which grids or different model object types that we want to have visible or not visible. Let's go ahead and turn the slabs off. We'll then press the back button at the upper left-hand corner. Now the slabs are no longer visible. Let's go back to the layers, and then we'll turn that particular object back on. Now let's go ahead and show you how to clip through different sections of the building. Let's go ahead and select on a slab. We'll then go to the options. We'll scroll down to clipping planes and tap on that. Now you'll see a scissors icon here in the model. If you just drag on that with your finger, you can easily move up and down and create a section cut in the plan view of the model. If you simply tap on that, you can remove all clip planes with the icon on the right, or just this specific clip plane with the icon on the left. Let's select a vertical wall. We'll go back to options, scroll down to clip planes, select the clip plane, and now we can do a vertical section through the model. Let's select a different object here in the model. We'll go to the options, and now we're going to use the camera controls. Let's first align the camera to that selected object. Then let's go back to options, and we will then zoom to that object. If we want to go back to the extents of the model, we'll then choose the third icon, which will then zoom the camera out. To deselect the model object, simply tap on it again. Now let's inquire on some elevations. We'll first go to the icon at the lower left-hand corner and make sure that the base elevation is 000. We'll then select a slab. We'll then go to options, and we're going to measure the distance to that 0. We can see that the top of slab is 39 meters above 0. Now let's go back to options, and we're going to choose this first icon, which is going to represent resetting the base elevation to be the top of the slab. Now notice the base elevation is 39 meters. Let's then select the next slab. We'll then choose the third icon under the elevation group, which is going to show us the distance between that top of slab. So we can see here the floor to floor from top to top is 4.25 or 4.26 meters. If we want to reset the base elevation, again, we just press the icon at the lower left-hand toolbar. In the next video, we'll show you how to create views as well as create to-dos here within the 3D model. These to-dos and saved views can then be easily used to access the models and specific camera locations or tasks, and then also be shared back with the cloud. Those views can then be viewed in the Trimble Connect for Desktop or Trimble Connect for Web interface.